And we're live. Are we live? Are we on now? Okay, so we're live now. Good afternoon. Kumusta po kayo? I am Norman. I'm your blogger at normanorman.com. And this is the first episode of Pageantry Norms. Last week, my mom asked me why this show is titled as such. It's actually a no brainer. Pageantry is my passion. And in the industry, people, well, most of them actually call me Tito Norms. And there's a reason why, if you combine it together as one, it becomes pageantry norms. And in the dictionary, it says that norms are the established standards, authoritative standards that are socially enforced. So, pageantry norms is envisioned to be weekly online discussion on anything about pageants and also some topics which people may not want to talk about yet openly, but we'll try to do it in this program. For today, our first episode, I have invited three beautiful ladies who will discuss to us the changes that have happened in the 2020 National Pageant season. They will walk us through their frustrations, adjustments, and uh, moving forward for whatever that will happen in the respective beauty pageants that they have joined. So this should be, well, somewhat an intimate discussion, but I'd like it to be a happy discussion as well because when everyone is in quarantine, you have to spread love and joy. So here's to us. Here's my coffee, and we'll be talking about nice things today. Let me introduce to you our three special guests. First, we have this beautiful, tall and beautiful Filipina Australian who was Binibini 18 during Binibini Pilipinas 2019, and she has returned for Binibini Pilipinas 2020, and she is now Binibini 21. Please help me welcome the gorgeous Hannah Arnold. Okay, so she's the first. Hello,
Hi.
Hannah.
Hi.
Hello, Hannah. Please greet our viewers this afternoon.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us for some coffee. Thank you, Tito Norman, for having us. Thank you to this pageantry page for having us here today. I hope all of you are safe and yeah, grab your coffee because we'll have a lot to talk about.
Thank you so much, Hannah. So
Thank you.
our second guest is actually the one who's still very actively in an beauty competition right now. It's ongoing. She is I would call an eco angel. She's representing Atimonan, Quezon. I've seen this girl evolve through the years in different pageants that I have observed her, and please, let's welcome Miss Shane Quintana Tormes. Hello,
Hi,
Shane.
everyone!
Hello.
Hello, Hannah. Hello, Tito
Please
Norman.
greet. Okay, Shane, please greet our viewers first.
Isang makakalikasang hapon po sa inyong lahat at sobra po ako nagagalak na nandito ako ngayong hapon. Kunin niyo ang inyong mga tumblers at inyong mga cups for this will be a worthwhile interview with the other queens sa ating industriya ng beauty pageant. And thank you so much po for inviting me this afternoon.
Thank you so much, Shane. And our third guest, well, Pedigree is her middle name, so to speak, because she happens to be the niece of our Miss Universe 1973, Margie Moran. And she is one of the phenomenal women, uh, one of the candidates for Miss Universe Philippines 2020. Let us all welcome Isabella Bella Rojas Ismael. Bella, hello.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Tito Norms. It's so good to be
Yeah,
here. Thank you so
yeah.
much for having
Please,
us.
yeah. Greet our viewers first, Bella.
Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to get to chat with you guys and with Shane and Hannah. I'm so excited to do this. Today is going to be quite a day. We're gonna, like what they said, we're gonna talk about a lot of things. I hope you guys have your coffee. Thank you so much for constantly supporting us, you guys, and thank you for having us. Thank you also to TPP TV for having us today. So, cheers.
Thank you so much, Hannah. Now, our discussion today will actually be revolving around the changes that have happened in the national pageant season. We all know that the changes are not as simple as just delaying it for a week or two. Um, Hannah, for example, indefinitely postponed ang Binibini Pilipinas 2020. Yung Miss Universe Philippines ni Bella is rescheduled for October. And yung kay Shane is an entirely different story. Her participation in Miss Philippines Earth is active right now, but it's an online edition. Yun ang tinatawag na parang new normal of pageantry now. So everything is happening from different places in the country, very remote, and then they just gathered the videos of these ladies in front of the judges for them to be judged. And they have only 1 week to go before the new queen will be crowned on July 5. So I'd like to start this discussion with these three ladies. Okay, I have taken the liberty of doing it alphabetical order first. Since Hannah is A, Arnold, Hannah will answer first, then Shane, then Bella is a Y, Bella is Ysmael, so Bella is the third. First question. Uh, we're talking about mga frustrations right now. What is your most frustrating na realization because of all the changes that have happened in the national pageant season this year? Kasi like, okay, I can definitely say, si Hannah, nafa-frustrate yan because nagbinibining Pilipinas 2019 siya, and then she's returning to Binibining Pilipinas 2020 tas na-delay. Ito naman si Shane, okay, supposedly Miss Philippines Earth ang pinaka-best niya of all pageants na sasalihan niya because parang ito na yung pinaka-last big hurrah niya eh. Tapos nag-online edition pa. So syempre, yung mga last big hurrah ganyan, tapos online edition, nakakabitin yan. Si Bella naman, this is her very first big national pageant. Tapos yung pandemic talagang nag-hit pa. So ang nangyayari is nabibitin tayong lahat. And I'm sure you girls individually, nabibitin din kayo. So Hannah, let's talk about you first because you're the one who has returned to Australia right now. Kasi nga indefinitely postponed ang Binibining Pilipinas. What are your feelings or your thoughts about the indefinite postponement and everything? Okay, it's your turn now, Hannah.
Yes, thank you, Tito Norman. Well, I'm actually quite happy that Binibining Pilipinas decided to postpone because, as a lot of people know, with Binibining Pilipinas, we have a lot of events that involve our fans, like the Parade of Beauties, the JAG fashion show, even our press presentation this year was supposed to be something new that would involve the fans. So I'm happy that they've decided to postpone so that we can continue to have the fans there. So I think it's nice that they're waiting until it's safer for mass gatherings. It
Mhm.
definitely is frustrating that we all expected 2020 to be our year. A lot of us put work on hold. So yeah, I am back in Australia now to be with my parents. So yeah, very frustrating, but again, for everyone's safety, I'm very happy with Binibining Pilipinas deciding to postpone. But we don't know yet when this will be.
Did you cry over it, Hannah?
Actually, no. I'm quite happy. It gives me more time to learn everything, be more confident, practice more poses, more on walking. Yeah, I think it in a way it's a blessing that we have more time to really be the best versions of ourselves, and we can really represent our provinces a lot better.
So, what have you been doing down under the past 2 months at least?
Yeah, so I arrived here on April 29, and I had to go to the compulsory 2 week quarantine. So that
Quarantine.
was a bit
Mm-hmm.
scary by myself, but very grateful that we do have the facilities here for everyone's safety. And since then, I've been helping my parents because they own a business here. So I've been helping them. And then, unfortunately, my Lola passed. So we've just been doing a lot of praying every day for her soul and video calling all of our relatives. And now I'm on a job hunt, trying to look
Mm,
for a job to keep me busy, and of course to help with finances when I go back for Bini Bini. I need a lot of outfits.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah. What kind of work have you been applying for recently?
Yes, so I studied a Bachelor of Applied Science in Forensic Studies. So I'm
Mhm.
applying for anything science related or in the hospitals. At the moment, I'm hoping that I get a job in a sleep clinic. So you have to help monitor people sleeping and help diagnose what's wrong. So I'm hoping I get through to the
Oh,
next phase for that. Yeah.
that's a very interesting job, no? A sleep clinic. Is
Yeah.
it something, you know, because here in Manila, it's not really something that's very in demand or very popular because maybe because people don't have trouble sleeping here. But is it something that's really um, sought after business in Australia? This sleep
Yeah,
clinics?
yeah. So actually, I didn't know much about it also until my friend worked there. And then you have to work obviously through the night. So that would be a big change, like an owl, sleeping in the day, working at nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you have to help monitor because a lot of people have breathing problems or they don't know that they're moving a lot in their sleep. So yeah, we can help figure out what maybe their medical conditions are, and yeah, so I
Mm-hmm.
think it would be very interesting.
It's very interesting because you know we
Yeah,
might also have friends who have sleeping problems, so we should also help them, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Okay, so let's move on to Shane. Itong si Shane kasi, ito tatagalugin ko talaga pag Shane. Um,
Ay, tito.
si Shane kasi ano yung bang from the first big pageant that she joined, tapos nag-Miss Philippines Earth siya before, tapos nag-Binibining Pilipinas siya, at bumalik siya sa Binibini, and bumalik siya ngayon, parang full circle. Parang
Yes,
umikot ka sa isang circle at narito ka ngayon sa Miss Philippines Earth na parang dito ibinuhos mo na. Hindi lang 100%, 110% supposedly because parang ito na yung last chance mo to really get that big crown.
yes,
Pero
tito.
pero alam mo, dito magagaling yung tanong ko, Shane. Kasi if I were in your place, parang
Mm-mm.
mabibitin ako because online edition na nangyayari. So what
Yes.
happens is that, alam mo naman ang pageantry, spectator event yan eh.
Mm-mm.
Kumukuha kayo ng energy from the cheers of the people and the fans. Pero ito parang video, kasama mo ilang tao lang, tapos kailangan umarte ka doon na parang ang dami-daming tao sa paligid mo and everything.
Yes.
Tapos, nakakabitin. So, ikaw, tuloy-tuloy pa rin naman kasi Miss Philippines Earth ngayon eh.
Yes po.
Anong part ka nung online edition na frustrate somehow? Hindi naman yung
Mm.
frustrated na parang masama ang loob. Pero nakaka-frustrate in a way na parang nabibitin ka ba? Nakakabitin, di ba? Okay?
I'd be very
Share us
honest.
your...
My thoughts. Tito Norman, yes, it's very frustrating in a way na because you have a lot of excitement. Marami akong excitement before nagpasa ako ng application ko during the screening ng January, last week ng
Mhm.
January. there's a huge support already that I have received. So parang yun yung na-excite ako na rumampa ulit on a physical stage, have to have a face-to-face interactions with my fellow candidates, with sponsor visits and everything and every activities that we have planned to do with Miss Philippines Earth. Yun yung nakakabitin na part. It's a big challenge and I think it's a test of character at the same time for me if I really want this so bad. Because tinest ako if magpo-forward pa ba ako knowing it's a virtual pageant? Nung nag-finalize na si Miss Philippines Earth that it is a virtual pageant, I go 100%, sabi ko, ma-maximize ko lahat ng resources na available around me. Knowing that, ano yung character ko, Tito Norman, ever since you known me, hindi ko sisimulan ng isang laban kung hindi ko tatapusin. So I've decided to go push through and i-maximize lahat ng available resources. Another frustrating part lang talaga, Tito Norman, is not to be able to be with my family and to have their support physically because I'm here in Atimonan and they are in Rizal right now. My family is the one who've been supporting me, even my friends, my loved ones. Sila talaga yung solid na nag-support sa akin ever since nag-start ako ng pageant. And nakaka-frustrate lang na ito na yung huling laban ko na mo-consider in the world of pageant and they are not here being with me physically to cheer for me. With regards naman po with the nakakabitin na part, kaya po Tito Norman pinili ko yung, dito po kasi ako nagsiset up sa Bulwagang Balagtas. It's like a gymnasium dito sa Atimonan. Kung saan nag-repack ng relief goods yung mga volunteers. So para na din, it's actually a win-win situation. Busy sila mag-repack, so they need an entertainment. Ako naman, on my part, I want to entertain people. So naisipan ko, doon ako sa stage, magpe-perform ako in front of them para yung energy, makuha ko pa rin na it's like I'm performing on a big stage. It's like, feel ko na lang na MOA arena to. Para yung energy din na mabibigay ko, is like, it's not a 0 or 10 or 50%. It's still 100% of how I perform pag nasa physical stage ako. Kasi may mga audience ako.
True.
So at least, diba?
Nakaka-curious lang, Shane. Nagre-repack sila, nagpe-perform ka, hindi pa nagkakapalit-palit yung mga ulam na nilalagay nila doon sa mga food packs niya, ano? Nakakatuwa na isipin. I've been there. I've been in Bulwagang Balagtas. Alam ko yung setup dyan. So, pag iniisip ko, habi ko, nadidistract sila kay Shane, pinapanood habang nag-video. Tapos, mamaya yung mga ulam, hindi na nalagyan ng manok dito, hindi na nalagyan ng adobo dito, parang ganoon. Pero nakakatuwa isipin, di ba?
Yes, po.
But tell us about, kasi sabi mo kanina, yung family members mo are not there to cheer you, to be your moral support. Pero I'm very sure, bawing-bawi naman yung pagmamahal na binibigay sa'yo ng LGU mo. Hindi ba? Can you tell us about the LGU support that you've been getting?
Alam mo, Tito Norman, I'm still overwhelmed about the support that I've been receiving. Kasi yun yung naisip ko Sabi ko, it's a virtual pageant. So sometimes people would love to see you in a physical thing muna before kanila bigyan ng support. And nagulat na lang ako sa suporta na nare-receive, hindi lang po sa akin, pero sa fellow eco-angels ko din vying for Miss Philippines Earth this year. Dahil sobrang solid yung pinapakitang support system ng mga iba't ibang LGUs around the Philippines just to share and to give that fuel of motivation to their delegates. And I'm very grateful sa local government of Atimonan for helping me out sa lahat, sa setup ng production. I'm just telling to them ano yung gusto kong idea, and then they're also sharing to me what kind of production o ano yung naiisip nila. So it's a collaboration po of efforts. It's a collective action of every talent that it's in here. Kasi nakikita, yung natutuwa lang nga din po ako because I'm very eager and I've met people and a team na eager din to show me that support and love. Actually, this is the very first time that I have experienced and felt that I'm embraced by a community, by a family. Kaya kahit na-frustrate ako mawala yung family ko and my friends around me, natatabunan yun ng pagmamahal and supporta ng mga kapwa ko Atimonanins. Kasi mahirap na lang siya isipin na there's a huge support system behind you. Kaya hindi mo naiisipin yung negativities eh. Hindi mo naiisipin na virtual pageant kami. The only thing that's on my mind right now is to perform and to give the performance that will make my fellow Atimonanins proud of me having them as their delegate for this year. Kasi this is the very first time also that they've sent a delegate sa Miss Philippines Earth. Kaya natutuwa din sila na nare-recognize na merong Atimonanin po na parte ng bansa ng Pilipinas.
Hindi ba nakakatuwa, Shane? Creative director ka na rin. Diba, ikaw talaga ang nagbibigay ng mga, okay, ganito setup dyan ha. Dito ang kurtina, dito yung namamangka, dito yung lechon, dito yung mga banderitas, parang ganoon, di ba? Kumbaga parang all around na talaga napapractice mo na talaga ang ano mo, ang skills mo.
Kasi Tito Norman, they made me felt that I'm not just a candidate. They made me felt that we are a team. Kaya po ang tawag sa amin ay Atimonan. We are a team. It is the first time that I have felt na ini-involve ako. May involvement ako sa lahat. They've been asking me, anong gusto mo? I tell them my ideas. Sasabihin nila sa akin halfway through, ito yung nakikita namin. Nagmi-meet kami. Kaya po siguro, sa lahat ng pre-pageant activities namin, it made me so comfortable to perform because I know that's what I want. That's how I envision my performance will be. And sobrang, alam mo dito naman, siguro yung best description na lang na masasabi ko about the feelings that I have right now is grateful. I'm grateful sa position na meron ngayon, sa sitwasyon na meron ako ngayon. Wala akong negativities na feel ngayon. My heart is at peace and talagang may acceptance na let's go, let's do it. Tatapusin namin ang laban. Ng mahayos.
Parang nape-prepare ka for your next career after pageantry, ano? Oo, parang events planning yan. Eh. Di ba? Nakakatuwa.
Excited lang po talaga. Excited lang talaga. And I'm just so happy.
Okay. All right. Sige. Thank you, Shane. We'll move on to Bella first. Okay. Si Bella naman. Kung ito aking kababayang ito. Tuwing nakikita ko, para ako nakatingin sa salamin talaga. Okay na mo. Yan. Si Bella, I would say that she comes from a relatively low-key family. Hindi naman kayo yung tipong pamilya who's really moving around in social circles that much. Kumbaga, tamang-tamang timpla and everything. Everyone knows that you are a ballet dancer and being the niece. We keep on saying that you're the niece of Margie Moran, but we cannot help it because that's the truth. And you're the granddaughter also of Marita Zobel, di ba?
Yes.
Now, yeah. Ito ang question ko sa iyo. Since we are in the topic of frustrations, and this being your first pageant na nagkaka-delay because of the global pandemic, saan ka huhugot ng ano mo, ano muna yung experience mong frustration because nahisira ang game plan mo and everything, and saan ka humuhugot ng lakas in order to handle all these things properly?
Actually, Tito Norman, just a quick fun fact. My dad, he ran track and field when he was in college. So when I think of frustrations, if you're familiar, I like to call them hurdles.
Yes.
Hurdles is basically when you're running, there are obstacles in your way, but you continue. You go through them, you jump over them, and you keep going. So that's kind of how I like to look at them. Definitely, of course, we get frustrated when we have hurdles, when we have obstacles in our way. However, we keep going. So personally, some of the hurdles that I've been through have been definitely, like you mentioned, this is my first national pageant. It's a very big deal for me. And definitely I did not expect that, everything would change because of the pandemic. So it's been a big adjustment for me, especially because now mainly the way I can continue to assert my platform is really online. It's through social media. It's connecting with my supporters through social media, anything online, live videos, live chats like this. And, sometimes I even participate in webinars to talk more about mental health, which is my advocacy. So that's mainly my main hurdle. It's really about having been training before, pre-pageant and preparing for a physical pageant where we'll have shoots, we'll have video shoots, we might even have destination visits, and then we'll have, like the runway challenge that we had, the press presentation, and many more of that. it's definitely a big adjustment, not only for me, but for all the other phenomenal women, because nobody expected for this to happen. So one of my greatest hurdles is having to shift not only my platform, my strategy, but even mentally, my mental preparedness for the pageant. It's completely different. So that's one of the greatest struggles that I've had to face. And of
Mhm.
course, on a personal level, it's been about, I guess, just mainly about staying mentally stable. Every now and then, like, I'm human too. And as much as I like to call myself a mental advocate, a mental health advocate, even I have my times of weakness, or even I have my times when I get
Yes.
anxious, I get a little depressed. Sometimes I get a little worried. And, I guess the reason why I'm putting it out here is because I want to make sure that everybody knows that it's okay to talk about these things. If anything, you should be talking about it. And because of the influence I know that I have, I just wanna, I wanna be somebody who openly talks about my struggles. And if that encourages the people who follow me to do so, then I'm definitely fulfilling my purpose. So that's definitely some of the two biggest hurdles that I've been having to face so far.
Yeah.
What
Well, oo.
yeah, what keeps me
Go, go,
motivated,
go.
what keeps me going, kind of like my energy booster, is mainly the support. Aside from my
Mhm.
family and my friends and the people that I love, it's also you guys. It's the followers, the supporters, the pageantry blogs and pages. You guys, your motivation to continue, no matter what we're going through as a country and in the world. It's extremely motivating for me because all of us were all going through different things during this pandemic, and I know I have my personal hurdles, but the way you guys constantly push to focus and to highlight what's going on in the pageant world, despite it not being able to be a physical event right now, is so motivating. For me, that's really what pushes me to keep going. It's about how dedicated you guys are, and it just pushes me to be more dedicated to what I do.
Curious lang ako, Bella. I know that your family supports you 100% in joining this pageant. Pero when the delays have started to happen and stuff like that, kasi I'm coming from the thought of a parent. Kasi kung ako ang beauty pageant candidate, my mom would tell me na, anak, baka naman talaga hindi talaga para sa iyo yan, or baka hindi mo oras pa, or something like that. No? A more conservative way of looking at things. How has your family members actually reacted or advised you on the things that have happened and the delays that have affected on the pageant?
Actually, yeah, you're right, Tito Norman. Our families, because nga they love us so much, they tend to get overprotective. And with my family, mainly, they're not as, it's not to the point where they're like, are you sure you want to continue? It's never really like that. And I'm blessed because even I personally have my moments where, it's like I get tired, or sometimes you just wake up not feeling so great, and they kind of motivate me. For example, my mom, she goes, oh, so do you have anything today for Miss Universe Philippines? Do you have an activity today? She asks me about it. And that in itself is already so helpful for me because, the way she talks about it, there's so much light and positivity that it's still something to get excited about. So my family, although yes, they have been pushing me to continue to work and everything like that, they're also on the other side. They're also like, don't forget, there's also a reason why we're in a pandemic. You also have to know how to take care of yourself. You have to make sure that you're okay. And I think mainly they help me realize that in order for me to truly be somebody who is who gives hope, a harbinger of hope, in order for me to be that way, I have to be able to be completely stable myself also. So it's good to have people who constantly keep you grounded. It's good to have people who are there when you need to talk to them. And I'm very blessed to have my family who are so supportive with everything that I do, that even when I feel tired, they still push me to keep going. So I'm very thankful for them.
Parañaque, we live in the
Okay.
same village. And What have you been actually doing? Kahit na sabihin natin malapit lang tayo sa isa't
Mhm.
isa in terms of location. But what have you been actually doing in Parañaque this past, well, 3 months na rin to? No? What has kept you busy? Kasi ako, grocery lang, labas ko sa bahay, pagbayad ng bills. Other than that, I'm still just here at home. How about you?
Actually, Tito Norman, pretty much the same thing then. It's been quite a challenge because I it's been a challenge because I've been wanting to be able to, do my part as a beauty queen, as somebody who helps the community out, by hopefully by doing, community service or anything that I can do to help. However, I've been so limited because I can't really go out because I live with my family. My brothers are younger than
True.
I. My mom and my dad are a little bit older. They're not in their seniors yet, but it's kind of scary, to be completely honest. I don't, as much as possible, I try not to go out because I don't want to expose myself and my family to the virus if ever it's out there.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. True.
It's quite a struggle. So as much as I wish I could really be out there and actively helping people out, it's also a struggle because I have to think about what I have to prioritize as a daughter, as a sister. And so, what I've been trying to do in terms of helping out the community, it's more of mentally, I guess. When it comes to the beauty about helping each other with mental health is that you don't have to physically be there. You can talk
Yes.
by the phone, you can chat, you can text, the possibilities are endless. And the beauty about it is that talking alone can help you in so many ways already. Especially because this pandemic has been so heavy on a lot of us mentally. So
True.
I try to do is from the littlest reach of just my family and friends to even my followers and my supporters. As much as possible, I try to be there by trying every now and then. Like I post on, for example, something as simple as posting on my Instagram story, asking how is
Mm-hmm.
talking about my experiences and making it okay for other people or making them realize that it's okay to talk about it. Something as simple as that. I think the main thing that I can do, despite the despite the limitations of our movement, is that I can be somebody that people can look up to at the very least, and I hope that helps them a lot already. And yeah, mainly it's just being there, whether I can't be there, even if I can't be there physically, to give people that sense that they're not alone in this.
Well, we're basically on the same boat, Bella. So now we will be talking to all three of you at the same time right now because we will be discussing, or I'll be asking you about the adjustments that you have made to your game plan ever since the delays have happened. Kasi definitely, may mababago dyan eh. You will need to implement something different in the way you will approach the project. You, Hannah, how have you, how are you adjusting your game plan for this Binibini Pilipinas 2020?
Yes, well, I'm very grateful for Aces and Queens because they have been continuing the training online. We've had
Mhm.
weekly Q&A sessions, and not only that, but they have little weekly discussions where we can just talk about anything, and it helps us feel like we're still all together in the studio training together. But definitely online has been crazy. Even just for this live, I was having struggles setting it
Mhm.
up. So that's something that, we're very lucky that we do have technology to keep us connected and training. But also, I don't know if you can notice, but when I video call my best friend Isabella, she tells me
Mhm.
my Australian accent is back. And so I'm also trying to adjust to keep on learning Tagalog because I was getting a lot better while I was in the Philippines, and now that I'm back in Australia, my
The
Australian
accent is
accent's
back.
back. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So
I
that's
have a I have a suggestion for you,
mhm,
Hannah. Maybe you should eat
yes.
your M&Ms because I'll give you some a new batch so that your Tagalog accent will return somehow.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And you, Hannah. Hannah pala. I'm sorry. Shane. Shane, ano mga adjustments mo, Shane, when it comes to yung laban mo ngayon? We've already talked about yung online edition wherein you are just videotaping. Well, the team supporting you is videotaping you for all the preliminary competitions. So para bang the adjustments that you're doing, it's not you eh. Hindi ikaw yung Shane. Ikaw yung Shane na talagang you have to be in the center of everything with people surrounding you. Tapos ito ngayon nakapaligid sa'yo, 10 tao, even less. Tapos yung mga props. Okay? Shane, are you with us, Shane? Parang nawala si Shane yata. Oh, parang ano, hinanap siya ng sirena sa Atimonan. Oh, yun. Oh,
Disconnect yata siya, Tito.
yeah. But anyway, sige, let's just continue with our talk here, no? Ikaw, Bella, how do you look at the positive side of everything that's happening? Kasi alam mo, ikaw mental advocate ka. Ako actually, hindi ako nahihirapan sa quarantine because I'm really a homebody. So, para sa akin, I don't mind being locked down. Bigyan mo lang ako ng one day to do the grocery every week and then okay na ako. Pero ikaw, how do you find the positivity um, in yourself? No? Kumbaga, set aside muna natin yung family support system. But in yourself, how do you find the positivity to move forward with everything that's happening?
Actually, Tito, for me, one of the most important things I've realized in order to help me bring myself back up is first and foremost to acknowledge that it's okay to not be okay. Sometimes we don't want to accept that
Uy,
we're not feeling great. We don't want to accept that we're not okay. But when you can actually recognize it and acknowledge it within yourself, that, some days it's just not going to be as great as you imagined it. That's already the beginning of how I've been able to kind of bring myself up.
yeah. Parang palabas sa Netflix yan, ah. Oo. Korean novela, K-drama yan sa Netflix. O, ito na, bumalik na ang sirena ng Atimonan. Ito na, kasama natin uli. Shane, yun nga yung tanong ko kanina sa'yo bago ka nag-disappear,
Sorry.
baka nagtimpla ka ng kape uli. Ano yung mga adjustments na ginagawa mo, Shane? Dahil kilala kita,
Nawala po namin.
ikaw kasi yung tipo ng girl na you really have to be in the middle of everything na parang napapaligiran ng tao kasi performer ka eh. Tapos ito, ang adjustment mo is grabe. As in, gusto mo man na talagang mag-all out lahat palagi, the limitations of being video recorded, parang it prevents you from really spreading your wings ng sobra-sobra. Ano mga adjustments mo?
First and foremost, Tito, talagang niready ko yung sarili ko. Parang inisip ko na lang siya na virtual siya, but I'm going to give the energy same as how I'm going to think na virtual pageant lang to and walang masyadong tao.
Nakakadaw ka rin minsan ang data connection.
Walang manonood sa akin.
Yeah,
Hindi ko maibubuo.
Yes.
Focus yung
Ano ba? Napuputol talaga si Shane. Naubos na ang kape ko dito sa mug ko. Nakakaloka. Ano, tinan mo, wala nang
yung performing
Yeah.
level ko eh, yung character, yung side na yon. So first and
Magtitimpla na ba ako ng kape? Mag-iinit muna kaya ako ng kape doon sa thermos. Napuputol si Shane. Oo. Shane? Oo. Sige. Magchikahan lang muna tayo because kung tutuloy naman.
Almost na-ready ko muna.
Yan. Opo, mabalik. Ay, oo. Ano talaga? Para siyang long playing album na vinyl na naputol. Yun. Alam mo, mabuti pa si Hana. Winters sa Australia ngayon, ang lalamig siya. Tapos
Yes.
samantalang tayo, we're
Natutunan
tripping.
tayo dito.
Parang alam mo actually, I'm just happy nga because itong afternoon to is very cloudy. So, hindi ganun ka-humid ang weather. Pero still, effect na, ano ba ito, parang environmental, effect na climate change talaga ito. Napaka-humid talaga ng kapaligiran natin ngayon.
Definitely. Yes.
Now, oo. Ikaw ba, Bella, ano understanding mo sa kasi ganito yan yung pageants niyo, iba-iba na talaga yan Kaya nga kayo pinili kong tatlo because the directions your respective pageants are heading will be parang iba-ibang direction yan. Kaya lang yung sa Miss Universe Philippines, ano understanding mo about how things will happen and end in October rather?
Well, the most that I know is that so far, hopefully in October things will change. But if it doesn't, I think I'm actually not sure how exactly we're going to do it. But however, it's going to be in a way wherein us contenders, we will be in the venue. And if I'm not mistaken, it will be broadcasted as live, if I'm not mistaken also. Don't quote me on this, but this is my understanding of it. We candidates will be in the venue, of course, observing the necessary precautions like physical distancing and wearing of masks and everything else. So, that's what I know is going to happen as of now. I don't know if anything's going to change. Of course, it also depends on the guidelines from our government, whatever we can do. Personally, I hope that by then we can have a live audience, kahit konti lang, maybe, hopefully, I'm hoping that we can at least have maybe some members of our families, maybe some of our parents or something like that. But there's definitely no saying until then. So as of now, everything is online, everything will be virtual and will be, digitized, recorded and everything. So definitely a shift, and an unexpected shift, especially for...
Pero, oo.
As yung first year pa ng Miss Universe Philippines, diba? Ibang-iba talaga.
Yeah. Pero ako, understanding ko naman, Bella, with MUP is that kami, from the point of view of pageant media, I think a certain number or percentage of pageant media will also be in the live audience of the finals. Kasi, knowing the organizers, they will not go to a virtual edition of the pageant. So they would really want to do it the traditional way, but with safety measures in place talaga. So I'm pretty sure, makikita mo ang mukha ko dun sa audience ng finals. Naka-mask ka nga lang, pero makikita mo pa rin ako.
Oo, actually, Tito Norms, if that happens, pwede mo, if we have fans by then na pwede mo, pwede nila i-paint yung hashtag ng bet nila sa masks, diba?
Yeah, oo, yeah. That's
I
true.
agree. No doubt, knowing the Miss Universe Philippines organization, they're going to do everything that they can to make it as live as possible, or as close as possible to the traditional pageants that we're all familiar with. Not only for just to say that it's the traditional, but even for the experience, both for supporters and for the candidates too. So.
True. Ikaw, Hana, kasi alam mo, ako naman if I were Binibini 21, ikaw Binibini 21, tapos alam ko indefinitely postponed ang Binibini Pilipinas. So, parang, how do I plan my life between now and the end of the year or next year? Para ba, you said earlier that you are applying to get a job. So, are you getting a job na pang short term lang? Kasi nga, syempre, parang you could not really commit yourself ng for a long-term employment right away. So, kumbaga parang it's going to be a probationary or a trial kind of thing. What are your thoughts on that, Hannah?
Yes. Oh, I think Ate Shane is back.
Sige,
I'm using my phone instead of
sige.
laptop.
Balik muna natin dali kay Shay, no? Kasi mo, iba na siya ngayon. Ibang level talaga ang sirena ng Atimonan, oh. Ano talaga? O yan, Shane. Are you in Bulwagang Balagtas right now, Shane?
Yes po, I'm here. Tapos na walang no mobility Sunday po ngayon, so wala yung mga volunteers. So pwede ako dito mag-ingay.
So, at least pakita mo sa amin na kung umiikot-ikot ka na rin lang naman ganyan and everything. Ano ba ang set? How do you do things there? Parang yan ang ground zero ng Atimonan for Miss Philippines Earth.
Okay, sige po. Just to share you a bit. Hi, this is a YouTube vlog. So just to share you a bit of how everything looks like dito sa setup ko. So ito po yung back. So nandito lahat ng mga volunteers, nanonood sila. Nakita niyo, andun po yung mga nire-repack nila. Tapos na po kasi halos yung third wave namin na pamimigay ng ayuda sa mga kababayan namin. So since Sunday po kasi, no mobility day dito sa Atimonan. So hindi pwedeng lumabas, walang open na stores. Bukas ulit, rotational po ulit. Babalik po yung servisyo ng mga tao sa pagbubukas ng tindahan, pwede ulit lumabas yung mga tao. So pag Sunday, strict po dito. So nakita nyo ngayon, walang mga volunteers. Ayan, dito sila nag-repack. Ito yung mga nandito yung mga audience ko. Pero may social distancing lagi pag nanonood sila sa.
Oy, nakakatuwa, no? Kasi, ladies, nakikita natin yung kay Shane, yung bang parang may sarili na siyang venue for a pageant. That's what she shares dun sa national competition. It takes a lot of patience talaga to do things virtually. Hindi siya madali. Actually, if I were in your place, tapos puro video ako, siguro, I don't know, ano yan, para bang iiyak na lang ako, sabi ko, bitin na ako dito sa ginagawa ko ito, parang hindi ko kaya yung ganito palagi. Pero, 1 week to go ka na lang. 1 week to go. 1 week to go, kukurunahan na yung mananalo in your pageant. Oo. Kaya alam mo, Hannah and Bella, all praises ako sa organizers din ng Miss Philippines Earth because they're so brave to continue with everything despite the pandemic. Hindi madali. Napakahirap because the preparations, hindi ito yung traditional pageant wherein all the girls are in one venue, kontrolado mo silang lahat. These are girls coming from Northern Luzon, Southern Tagalog region, Visayas, Mindanao, Filipino communities abroad. And then you pull them together. So the first thing that you have to hurdle. Speaking of hurdles, the word for the day is hurdles. Ang first hurdle is iba-iba syempre ang data connection ng bawat isa dyan. So the video that they will present will vary in quality, resolution.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that you have to really surpass. Shane, ano mo? Hindi ka ba na-frustrate doon sa pag yung internet napakabagal dyan sa Atimonan? Which is possible. Kasi naggaling na ako dyan eh. Kumbaga, pupunta ako ng Atimonan hindi para mag-internet. Pupunta ako dyan para pumunta sa tabi ng playa at makipaglaro sa mga sirena. Pero not to get stable data connection. Yun, di ba na-frustrate para sa iyo? Kita mo kanina, naputol ka bigla. O, ano masasabi mo dyan? Yes.
Set up kung ano yung mga pwede ng mga challenges na kanarapin dahil nasa video. First and foremost na concern namin is yung internet. And I'm so happy na yung Converge. Everything is powered by Converge. So, sinupport po nila ako during my journey. So, sinupport nila ako na ma-assure na yung internet connection ko will be smooth until the current supported by Converge. So, pinaprovide
Shi-
ako ng internet. Kaya like,
yeah. Shane, may nagko-question sa'yo dito. Since involved ka daw sa Atimonan, ikaw ba ang susunod na pageant director ng Quezon Province? Yun ba daw ang next career mo?
why not? Alam mo dito naman, napipili ko na there's really something in this sa college. Just to share with you po na ever since before 2016, I've been also helping fellow beauty queen and aspirants. Nagtuturo po ako sa kanila kung paano yung tamang paglalakad, nag-share din ako sa kanila ng tamang pagsagot sa question and answer portion. So I've been sharing all of the experiences I had in the world of beauty pageantry sa mga babae na nangangarap din na mapunta sa ganitong industriya na gusto din nila makapag-national pageants. So parang napifeel ko, naiisip ko na if ever so, maging successful ako dito sa pagpa-pageant ko and I'll be a national beauty titleist, I will be inspiring more beauty queen aspirants na i-pursue din nila yung pangarap nila because I also come on that place with nothing. I started with nothing and na-inspire lang din naman ako with this beauty pageants, beauty queens din po. And ngayon, tuloy-tuloy naman po. And sana, hindi natin masabi, balay niyo po, maging national director nga ako dito sa probinsya ng Quezon. It's my way of giving back the help that they've been giving me right now.
Shane, pag nangyari yun, you know how to contact me, okay? You know how to contact me pag pageant director ka rin. Okay? Okay, balikan natin si Hana. Nabili tayo kay Hana kanina eh. Alam mo ito, na-formulate ko tuloy yung question ko para sa'yo. Kasi nga, the way I see it, Pilipinas 2020 is your year of redemption eh. This is where you will vindicate yourself. Let's be honest. Ako kasi, noong 2019, you were already in my final prediction to get the crown. But since hindi mo pa nga nakuha yun for 2019, parang you return to 2020 to get what is rightfully yours. Ay my God, what is rightfully yours? Talagang gano'n na. Eto, question ko sa'yo, biglang ano eh. I had a chat before with the owner of the Miss Globe. Yung one of the pageants under Pinipili. Tapos tanong ko sa kanya, birthday niya kasi during the time tinanong ko siya, sabi ko, if I had to ask you a birthday wish, who among the Bilibinis would you like to be the representative of the Philippines to the Miss Globe? Ay, my God, she only mentioned one name. Hannah Arnold. ILHA. I love Hannah Arnold. What can you say about that?
Wow. Yes, I remember you showed me that and I was really surprised because I think we had just become candidates for this year, if I'm not mistaken. So that was a really big confidence boost. Definitely, I would be happy with any crown because I'm already so happy to be wearing the Masbate sash. So wearing the Philippines would be amazing. And if I do get sent to Miss Globe, I would do my best to bring home the second crown. So I'm very grateful for that and hope they're still rooting for me. And yeah, I can't wait for when we go back for our activities.
So you're saying, Hannah, you're good with any crown.
Yes, because it's really the girl who makes the crown. Her advocacies, her community. It's up to her how she'll represent and how she'll use her voice. So any crown, yeah, it's up to the girl, really.
Okay, but how about you, Bella? I'm sure there's only one crown, so you just want one crown, hindi ba?
Yes.
How are you psyching yourself up in that regard? 51 girls, one crown. Yeah, the runners up will have a job for one full year, perhaps, because they will be part of the team who actually sustain the brand of Miss Universe Philippines. Pero at this point, you are looking at one crown and one and only crown. Ano mo doon? How do you strengthen or fortify your yourself for that?
Yeah, actually, honestly, it's scary. It is pretty scary because, yes, there is technically only one crown. However, personally, if you ask anybody I've known from the past, they know that, universe has always been my goal. I'm not that I'm saying that I'm not open to others, but of course, if I'm going to join something, I really want to go for what I'm passionate about. So it's scary because yes, there's only one crown. However, what I tell myself is that, whatever it is that I have to go through, for as long as I'm myself, if I am deserving, then I will be crowned. I'm up against a lot of beautiful, smart, funny, and full of personality girls who are also vying for the same crown. And some of them are experienced just, a lot more than I am. Others are just as experienced as I am, and maybe even less. So there's a lot of different, variety. There's a lot of differences in a lot of us, and it's a good environment to be in. So mainly, I guess, when you're competing for something that's so highly demanded by a lot of beautiful girls, the best thing that you can do is to just, to constantly believe in yourself. If you are not your biggest fan, then what are you even doing here? So um,
True.
and it took me a while to realize that, to be completely honest. A lot of people tell me, oh my God, you're so confident. I love how you're so confident. And sometimes I tell them, oh my goodness, if you only knew what I had to go through, just, to kind of believe in myself. And it's a challenge for a lot of people because we tend to sometimes, everybody has insecurities, everybody has their downfalls. But it takes a lot of people on the outer side, but it takes a lot of strength in you. It takes a lot of challenges in order for you to realize that no matter what, for as long as you do your best and you stay authentic, then that should be good enough to get you where you want to be. Whether that's winning the Miss Universe Philippines crown, being one of the runners up, or maybe even venturing into something else in the future.
Bella, may phone-in question sa'yo dito. What is the
Yes.
biggest challenge of young people today, especially in education daw? From
Oh, well,
Jers Spurs.
hi, Jers. Thanks for that. I actually, for me, when it comes to the young people, I think probably one of the greatest challenges when it comes to education is that it's about knowing what exactly you need. Education can be literally from school to even the littlest things that you learn from Facebook, from the internet, because education literally means learning. So a challenge there, probably, especially for the young people with so many different sources, so many different resources, is really finding out what you can get out of that. Everybody now is so active. Everybody is actively speaking, and sometimes it can be difficult for you, especially as a young person, because you might not know. You might feel like you don't have enough information to speak about whatever is happening. For example, like the issues that are going on, have been going on here in the Philippines and around the world. It can get a little scary, wanting to speak up about that, but not completely having the confidence because you might not know. So a big challenge could be that, but also at the same time, our challenges are they're a good way to motivate us, and we should take these challenges and make them ours.
Thank you, Bella. Ay, bumalik tayo kay Shane. Kasi meron ako, gusto kong paiyakin itong batang ito. Totoo lang. No, the
Wow.
reason why, no, kasi ganito, ito pinanggalingan ko, Shane. Isang linggo na lang, kukoronahan na ang Miss Philippines Earth. There's one major crown na ilalaban for Miss Earth, but the rest are elements. Air, water, fire, tsaka Miss Philippines ecotourism. Alam ko sasabihin mo sa akin na at the age of 28, you've come to that point na you will accept whatever comes to you. Alam ko sasabihin mo sa akin yan, iluunahan na kita doon eh. Pero coming from your heart, how much do you want to win Miss Philippines Earth? Galing na sa puso.
Tito Norman, I'll be very honest with you na I'm competing right now, not just because of selfish intentions anymore. It's more on fighting for every people who didn't stop believing in me that I can and I can be a queen that I would want it to be ever since.
this is not only a fight for me to just have a title or a crown. It's already a matter of I understood my advocacy. I understood the reason behind I still wanted to compete for a national pageant. And I appreciate all of the people who never stopped believing that I can be who I wanted to be without doubting, without putting a lot of fears inside me na because of my age, because of my pageant experiences. Wala na yun, Tito Norman. It's all about what can I do at this moment of time, regardless of my age, regardless kung virtual pageant kami. The only thing that I'm thinking right now is that how can I be of help to our country, to our environment, on the people na nangangailangan ng tulong at inspirasyon sa mga panahon ngayon na nangangailangan talaga ng light ng ating bansa.
Alam mo, dyan ako natutuwa, and I think that's also one of the main reasons why in national pageantry, the trend has been always to have a winner who's already in her mid-20s. Yung naglalaro na edad niya in her mid-20s or approaching, because the maturity has already set in. Iba na yung the way she looks at things. It's looking beyond the title na. Okay, ito question ko for the three of you, ha. Alam natin that being a beauty queen, just like being a ballet dancer, Bella, parang gano'n, may shelf life yan eh. You can only aspire to become one up to a certain age in your life. Of course, unless if you want to become a beauty queen na kahit married individual ka na or lola ka na nangyayari pa rin naman na yun. Pero a pageant has been always a stepping stone for something beyond winning a crown. So, sa inyong tatlo, ano ba talaga yung tinitingnan nyo na, hindi ko sabihin long term na muna, mid term na lang. Kasi, ang short term kasi para sa inyong tatlo is to win a crown. But what is the mid term thing that you are looking at beyond pageantry? Yung sabihin natin, ang mid term would be siguro 10 to 15 years from now, something like that. What is it that you want to be in the midterm? Okay, let's start with Hannah. Hannah.
Thank you. So for me, everyone knows that my advocacy is for quality education, especially in the provinces. So for me, I would be very happy if, after being a beauty queen, a lot of sponsors were still interested to help out, and if I could continue. Distributing school supplies, hopefully building more libraries. I would be very happy with that. And because, like you've said, not many people know much about forensic science and science careers. So I would love to be lecturing around and getting more children interested and excited to join STEM careers, to study forensics. I would love to see that within 10 to 15 years. If I'm not working in it, I would love to be the leader for the kids. And definitely just continuing with my advocacy and quality education for all children.
Hannah, meron bang CSI sa Australia? Do you have CSIs there? Crime scene investigation? No, because you're doing forensic. So I'd love to see you as one doing that kind of work. Yeah, because it's very, very special. Yeah. So, do you think that's also a possibility? That's also a possibility for you.
Well, in my uni degree, my favorite class was the one where we would dress up and collect the evidence from the crime scene. So it's kind of like the PPE that everyone has to wear now. That's what we would wear, with the face mask, gloves, everything. And because I love looking out for things, very curious. So I love to spot what's missing or something that's sticking out. So I would love to be at a crime scene. Obviously, I don't want there to be crime, but I would love to be the one to help solve
investigate.
The mystery.
Yes. Yeah, CSI Queen, Hannah Arnold, the CSI Queen. Yes, Bella, how about you? How how do you see your life unfolding in 10 to 15 years? Tapos na ang pageantry sa'yo by then. You must be doing something different by then.
Yeah, actually, Tito Norman, when I look back in my life, I've always been in a situation where it's never just about, success in life isn't just about being alone and doing it on your own. From starting ballet at a very young age, and my
Mhm.
ballet school, actually, we call it an ATE system where, the older dancers help out the younger dancers, especially when we have shows, we help the little babies dress up. And even when I was working a few months ago, for 2 years, I was in the startup community, and instead of business as usual, I really try to create something that can help the community, that can help the country or the world, even solve problems that aren't commonly looked at. And now, being in Miss Universe Philippines, the more I'm learning how I can actively be somebody who actually really helps whatever community that I go to. After this, hopefully, I know I'm going to gain so much knowledge from this, but hopefully in 10 to 15 years, I'd like to see myself as a businesswoman who has a business that not only, has products or services that helps people, but specifically, hopefully, still, in regards to the mental health community. I can't stress enough how passionate I am about helping that community and simply spreading the word about the importance of mental well-being, because it's so real. It's such an evident situation in our lives, way back in the 1800s to this day, and even in the future. And I'm so happy that we are already starting to build a world wherein people are more vocal about their mental well-being, and that it's talked about a lot more, it's prioritized more. And I really want to contribute in any way that I can to constantly build it. And hopefully that we'll get to a point where it's something that is as important as, physiological sicknesses, or something as important, or something that is recognized as an actual sickness if somebody has it. It's I don't want it I personally don't want it to be something that's stigmatized against anymore, because it's bad enough to have to struggle through, mental illnesses, or something that is completely beyond your control. And it doesn't help when people, feel indifferent towards you because of your condition. And that in itself is already something that I want to eradicate. That's something that I would definitely dedicate whatever it is I do in my life to, even just the slightest bit help with that.
Thank you so much, Bella. How about you, Shane? Ito na. After Miss Philippines Earth 2020, you will be planning a life outside of pageantry, or siguro related to pageantry but hindi na ikaw yung parang nasa sentro. Ano ba talaga? How do you see yourself in 10 to 15 years na?
Stop having more beauty queen aspirants. Nakikita ko sa kagandahang flowers at myself. Hopefully also as a mentor. Nakikita ko na din yung sarili ko na marami pa ako matutulungan and may inspire also na beauty queen aspirants, most especially mga nasa provinces ng mga girls who are also aiming and meron din silang drive to reach national beauty pageants, because I've been on that spot that they have. And I'm looking forward also about the sustainability of my environmental campaigns, which I can see na for it to be able to be sustainable, I would like to involve talaga yung youth. Kaya that's why I've been also campaigning for my Eco Youth Summit, which is involvement ng mga youth, for them to become more aware and ma-instill natin sa kanila sa batang edad pa lang nila yung responsibility nila towards our environment. Ano ba yung pwede nilang gawing obligation? Meron na tayo mga caretakers ng our environment. In what ways we could be of help? Kahit yung mga simple at small actions nila could be a big help already of helping yung adults for protection of the things that we are getting from our mother. I believe na ang sustainability natin we will always involve children. Because we have to understand that the people and the main purpose why we are supporting advocacy, environmental awareness, we're protecting the things around us because we are preparing this for the future generations to come. So yun yung start ko like when it comes to my career, I've been always dreaming of becoming a celebrity host. Because I really love talking, I really love being with people, and I really think through talking and brainstorming, using my I'll be able to raise awareness and educate them in advocacy kinds of country. Not just with regards to environmental awareness, but with other organizations also that I am volunteering.
Thank you so much, Shane. Bella, your dad is watching. Are you watching us right now? You have to greet your dad.
Yes, I know. Hi, Papa. Thanks for watching. Thank you so much. Love you.
Yeah. Now, this is the part of the program where I'd like to um, ask you ladies to give your final message for everyone. It could be related to the pageant that you have joined or you are in the midst of right now, and words for people who constantly follow you and who you inspire. Okay, so now is the time to do it. We'll start again in alphabetical order with Hannah. Hannah, what are your final words for our viewers and for uh, your fans and supporters?
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for some coffee. My coffee is a bit cold now, so I've stopped drinking it. But thank you so much for all tuning in and for also still supporting us all online. Like Tito Norman has said, Shane and Bella have ongoing pageants, but I'm very grateful that everyone is still rooting for me and putting me in their hot picks and everything, even though we don't have a date yet for BBP. So thank you so much. Stay positive, and also for the young girls and boys that want to join pageantry, also keep on believing in yourself. Represent who you are, what you want to be, and I'll be here to support you. And again, thank you so much, everyone. And please, please stay safe. It's getting a bit scary still. There's still a lot of cases. So please social distance, wear your mask, and only go out if you need to. So thank you again, everyone, and praying that we'll all be safe and together and able to hug each other very soon.
And Hannah, the minute you return to Manila, could be later this year, next year. Don't forget my M&Ms, okay?
Yes, yes. There's a lot here. Yes.
Okay. Okay. How about you, Bella? Your final words to your supporters, to the people you love, and everyone who's rooting for you. And the camp official also. Yes.
Yes, to everybody, to my ballerinas, to the camp, to all my mamas, everybody, my family, my friends, thank you so much from the very bottom of my heart. Despite everything changing because of the pandemic, you guys constantly fight to support me, and I love you guys for that. Despite this pandemic, despite these hurdles that we go through, for as long as you keep running, no matter how big or small those hurdles are, if you have your goals, if that's what you're aiming for, you just keep running. And no matter what, for as long as we get through this together, we'll be able to reach that goal. We'll be able to reach it with our heads held high, with our hearts feeling very pumped, but most importantly, together. Thank you so much.
Alam mo na, alala ko talaga si Margie Moran pag nagsasalita. Kaya, okay, Shane. Ito na, Shane. Isang linggo na lang, Shane. Judgment Day na. Your final words to Atimonan and to all the people who love you here in Rizal Province, in the entire NCR. This is your time. It's Earth time to Shane Dow.
Unang-una po, gusto ko po magpasalamat. Most especially to Miss Philippines for 2022, Carousel Productions with my Miss Philippines for taking the courage to step out in the world of pageantry. Tayo pong kauna-una ang bansa na gumawa ng paraan kung paano natin magagawa ang isang innovative way to continue with the campaigning for the protection of the environment. I am also very much happy to be part of the Philippines for 2020, and of course, together with my my 33 with my 32 fellow Eco Angels for this year. I'm humbly asking for your support na sana po ay panoorin niyo po kami sa July 5 for our Grand Coronation Night. Mapapalabas po ito sa GMA at 10 a.m. to 12 noon. I would like to thank also my fellow Atimonanings, the local government unit of Atimonan, for your unwavering love and support for my journey this year. Sa lahat ng Shane Angels, sa lahat po ng sumusuport at naniwala sa akin since day one, sobra pong na-appreciate ng puso ko po ang paniniwala ng binibigay sa akin. I wouldn't be here if you don't believe. Maraming salamat po, Tito Norman, for allowing us, together with Bella and Hannah, to talk about our own beauty pageant for our competitions for this year. I would like to encourage everyone of us na ito yung mga panahon wherein we just have to look at the silver lining of everything. Instead of thinking na negativity, masad tayo. Let's afford, this is actually a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for us to think with our actions at mag-isip tayo kung paano tayo makakatulong sa ating kababayan, sa ating environment, dahil there are a lot of amazing changes happening sa ating environment. This is the right time, as what Mr. Angel said, na walang pandemic ang makakatigil para ma-realize natin kung ano ang responsibility na kailangan natin gawin para ipagpatuloy ang proteksyon ng environment natin. Dahil dito tayo dumedepende ng ating buhay. And of course, I hope that this will make a big realization for us to change yung mga bagay na gusto nating palitan. Kasi we can never say what will happen the day after this. So maraming salamat din po to may kay Pamilya Kagandahang Flores for being my guide. Kahit virtual yung trainings namin, maraming salamat po for helping us i-continue sa mga bagay na nangyayari ngayon. Marami akong gustong pasalamatan, but I know this is not my show. Thank you so much, Tito Rogel, sa acting, sa Carousel Productions for giving us this platform, for continuing the fight and standing for the protection of our environment. Maraming salamat po, and I really appreciate your help. And thank you so much for inviting us this afternoon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shane. Actually, hindi alam ng marami, it is very hard to actually mount an online show. Well, the only thing that's so easy in doing an online show, honestly, is to think of what top to wear. Because I'm wearing shorts. So the easiest part of doing an online show is actually what color I will wear to top. But actually thinking of the content, thinking of the weekly interviews, it's not easy. Pero once everything's presented, it looks so nice, and I think we're getting positive feedbacks from so many people. And the reason why I guested the three of you ladies for our first episode is because I want to present things from a pageant candidate's point of view first. Because this will segue to the second episode, which will be next Sunday, because I'll be going to the backstage naman next week.
Wow.
Yeah, because if I started with the pageant candidates who are the ones in front of the stage, the center stage, next week I will go to the unsung heroes of the backstage naman. The makeup professionals, the hair makeup artists, the stylists, and the fashion designers. So parang to make, parang iikutin ko lahat yan. And I'm pressured to actually do this. I'm committing to doing that chapter by chapter for the entire for July, and but it's hard. Yeah, I'm just so happy that I'm with these three ladies right now. And para sa akin kasi ang every first episode, it's like trying to learn how to inject a syringe. Like when I was first doing it for my mom who's a diabetic. But the minute you do the first injection, everything comes very easy now. So I'm hoping that next week's episode will be just as fun, because I know very fun and informative yung ginawa natin ngayon, because instead of asking you to do Q&As and stuff like that, I want to show people your side that not very many would actually see, kasi instead of focusing on the focuses and the like all the time, let's see you behind your bedroom doors, or kung si Shane inside the bulwagang balagtas, or si Hannah before Kay Hannah kasi she's 2 hours ahead of everyone. So she's about to eat dinner in an hour, perhaps.
Yes.
Oo. Kasi kami, ako magluluto pa ako ngayon ng menudo. Matigas pa yung baboy doon sa kaldero. Kaya magluluto pa ako ng soup mamaya. Ikaw, Bella, where are you eating dinner tonight? Oh,
Um,
what are you eating for dinner pala? Hindi naman pala where dahil hindi ka naman
oh,
lalabas.
here at home. I think my mom cooked, her famous meatloaf. I'm so excited
Oh
to.
my, meatloaf! Ay.
Mahirap to stay fit during the quarantine, Tito Norman, kasi grabe magluto si Mama.
True.
I'm
Oh,
excited.
ikaw, nakarinig bigla ako ng meatloaf. Ikaw, Shane, anong dinner mo mamaya? What will you eat for dinner later? Ano yun? Pancit molo, rellenong bangus, lechong kawali.
Hindi na ako kain na.
Ano ulam mo mamaya?
Dati ako sa
Mhm.
kinain ko kagabi.
Kasi I've been to Atimonan and ang sarap-sarap ng pagkain dyan, lalo na pag nasa tabi ka ng dagat. Kasi whenever you're like, when I visit Atimonan, tapos nasa tabi ka talaga ng sea, you will really think of yourself as a mermaid. And you will want to eat seafood. Tapos ang cute-cute pa ng bellhop dun sa hotel. So, very inspiring yung surroundings somehow. Yeah. So it's really been a very, very nice afternoon with all three of you ladies. And I'm looking forward to following pa rin. I always do na follow your individual journeys. Eh, Samantala ikaw, Parañaque ka, Bella, malapit lang sa amin. Hana, alam mo naman, pag we always find ways to see each other. It could be at Uptown Mall or whatever, but we will eventually still see each other. Just like the first time we met at MOA Arena many, many years ago. And si Shane, I'm sure itong babae ito, magkikita kami niya regardless. Kundi mas Atimonan dito sa Manila, but we will see each other, lalo na pag may love life na yan. Kikita pa rin kami. It's been a very nice first episode for Pageantry Norms, and I hope everyone enjoyed our discussion. Next week, at least now, naikas ako ni for next week. We're going backstage. Ayoko muna sabihin kung sino yung magiging guests for next week, but it's going to be a little more emotional discussion because the focus will be on on surviving the long quarantine period for the unsung heroes of the backstage. So this is again your blogger from norman.com, your Tita Norms, your Norman, whatever, pageantry norms, and saying goodbye to everyone. Have a good dinner tonight and have a nice week ahead. I will get the M&Ms out of the freezer now so that I can eat them for dessert later, Hannah. Yeah, and I'll visualize the meatloaf that your mom will be preparing tonight because I love meatloaf also. And Shane, I will wait for the sirena to come out of the playa so that we can play and frolic around with the. Please give my regards to the LG there. I love all of you there also, and say hi to all your parents. And it's been a very fun afternoon of discussion, and I hope everyone also enjoyed. Thank you so much. I'll be seeing you again for next week. It will be every Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. for Pageantry Norms. And I guess by now you know why this show is called Pageantry Norms. It's the pageant and the Tito Norms. You put together, you come up with pageantry norms. It's as simple as that. So thank you very much for your time. Have a good afternoon and
Thank you.
stay safe. Thank you, Bella. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you,
Thank
Shane.
you.
So
Thank you
much,
so much.
Norman.
Mom.
TPP.
Thank
Thank you, everyone.
Flying kisses to all of you, and I will follow um every single step of your journey. Lalo na ikaw, Shay, next week na.
Let's
Yeah, I will follow. Yeah. Thank you so much for everyone who viewed us, who gave their comments. And I could not reply to everyone. Maybe I'll do that later. But Have a safe week ahead. Stay safe. Stay at home hanggat maaari. And that's it. Have fun. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Mwah. Let's raise our coffee mugs, even if the coffee is no longer there.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much to everyone.